What's going on, everybody? Today, I've created four absolute super teams in 2K in the modern NBA by adding six NBA legends and two created 99 overall players across four teams. The goal is simple. Over the next 5 seasons, we're going to find out which team is truly the best, which team is dynastic. Can one of these super teams build a dynasty? Will the legends dominate the league, or will another team rise up and steal the championship? By the end of the simulation, we'll know exactly which roster was built to win and which team can capture the most championship in 5 seasons. I want to take a look at these teams, these super teams, these legends, these creative players. First, the Brooklyn Nets. They got Akeem Olajuwon, Dirk Nowitzki, and Carmelo Anthony. Already, this team already has Porter Jr., Julius Randle, some young players I'm sure will play a huge part in years 3, 4, and 5. That's Brooklyn's team. Let me know if you're rocking with Brooklyn. Next, we got Denver. They got Tim Duncan, Jokic, Vince Carter, Tracy McGrady, and Jamal Murray, and Aaron Gordon. So this is a pretty solid team as well. Probably the strongest team right now out the gate. Denver might win the championship in year one. They might. And Golden State, we're seeing our first creative player, Limitless. He is 6'9". He's teaming up with Steph Curry, who's 37. So honestly, the Warriors' window to win a championship might be very slim, but with a creative player and someone like Curry, I think they might be able to get the job done. We'll see. They also got Jimmy Butler, Porzingis. You know what I mean? They got some young talent, but I think their best season, their best chance is going to be in years 1 and 2, maybe 3. We'll see what happens. Let me know if you're rocking with Golden State. Next and last is the Chicago Bulls. They have Maximum, our creative player, 7'7", teaming up with Giddey, Bazelis, Claxton, Jones. Once again, not a overly talented super team or created, team overall, but with a creative player, it does make them super. So let me know, what team are you rocking with? What team do you have? Are you gonna go with the Chicago Bulls with a creative player and a bunch of other 80s? Or they're probably the weakest team. Now that I think about it, this is probably the weakest team, the Chicago Bulls. But you never know what might happen in the future. Brooklyn, pretty strong team. They have 3 90s as opposed to Denver, who got four 90s. I believe Denver has 4 90s, yes. But Brooklyn has 3 90s. They might be the team of the East, something to look forward to. But they have a lot of young talent. We got to keep that in mind. So this team could be very strong in years 3, 4, and 5. Once again, Denver, 4 strong 90s. This team might do a three-peat. You never know. And once again, you get the Warriors, who I think their best chance to win a championship is going to be in years 1 and 2. Something to take into consideration: age, right? Chicago, they don't really have anyone too old. Their creative players 19, 23, 26, 25. Those are really their oldest players. You know what I mean? That's significant. Let's take a look at Brooklyn. Hakeem's already 31. Dirk's 28. Carmelo's 24. So Hakeem, he'll be 36 by the time this video comes to a conclusion. Dirk 33. So these two guys might be on a decline. Let's see. Randall, he'll be 35. Porter Jr. might be 32. So age will play a huge factor with the Brooklyn Nets, but they do have some young talent sprinkled at the bottom of their bench. Like these guys might be really good, help Brooklyn out a great deal. Denver does not have youth on their side, but they have talent on their side. 26. So Duncan, he'll be 31. Jokic should be 35. 27 for Vince Carter. Tracy McGrady, 30. 33 for Jamal Murray. 35 for Aaron Gordon. So we'll see. Not a lot of young talent at the end of their bench. So we'll see what happens with Denver. They got to win a lot, and they got to win fast. And the Golden State Warriors, obviously creative player 99. Curry's probably not going to finish this simulation. Jimmy Butler's probably not going to finish this simulation. Porzingis might not finish the simulation. They got a 22, 23, 23, 27-year-old Horford. Probably going to be his last season. Yeah, they got a lot. This is an old team. Steph Curry's already 35. So Brooklyn, Denver, I think those are going to be our strongest teams. But then again, we have to respect the creative players overall as well. Everyone has 5-year contracts. This is a 5-year sim. Injuries are turned off. I will try to rebuild each team as best as possible. Salary cap is going to be limited, because, Akeem, Dirk, Carmelo, these guys have maximum contracts. Not Carmelo. Carmelo does not have a maximum contract. He should. In terms of, when I say max, the most I can give in this situation, yeah, like that, he should be getting a lot more than that. at least, yeah, they're 50 million. You know what I mean? It's not like in true NBA market, 60, 70 million dollars. You know what I mean? But in terms of, what I can do, pay these guys right here, right now, real quick, you know what I mean? It's going to be like in the 50 million range. So my point is, salary cap is not going to be really an option for these guys. You know what I mean? Look at Randall, $180 million contract. Porter Jr., $222 million contract. These guys are going to be coming up for contracts. Anyway, I'm probably spending too much time on the base here, but my point is I'll try to rebuild as much as possible. That'll just be through the draft. That'll be through retaining their own free agents. I'm not going to be doing trades, anything like that, but I'll take y'all through the regular season for the most part, and we'll see what happens. But let me know how many championships you have each one of these teams winning, and do you have a dark horse team, maybe another team besides one of these top fours? Let me know. And without further ado, let's get to the end of this season. We just wrapped up season one, and creative player Limitless wins MVP. 32 points a game, 18 rebounds, 12 assists, doing absolute work. He gets rookie of the year as well. DPOY, so he just took home all the awards. We see the Bulls up there winning something. Jason Tatum, clutch player. The Warriors won 77 games. That's impressive. I had Denver probably being the best team. All right, so Golden State's number one. Denver is number two. What we can see, Brooklyn is number one, and Chicago is number two. Let's take a look at the standings here. This is very exciting, guys. And let's see. Golden State, only team to win 77 games or 70 plus games. All right, Brooklyn 61 and 21. Denver 60 and 22. Chicago 59 and 23. Now we have to wonder, will Golden State be this dominant when Steph Curry retires and Jimmy Butler retires? We have to see. They're playing well, so we're gonna sim the first 1, 2, and 3 rounds. When we get to the finals, let's see. We will simcast those games and see who's left standing. All right, so task completed. Cool. If anyone knows how to turn that off, let me know. All right, Golden State wins in 5. They beat Dallas in 5. Denver wins in 5. They beat Portland in 5. Brooklyn wins in a sweep over Atlanta, and Chicago wins in 5. All right, one more round, and we got a clash of titans. Let's see what happens here. Brooklyn is gone in 6. Crazy. All right, Golden State sweeps OKC. Denver wins in 5. Brooklyn, Brooklyn with Carmelo, Keem, and Dirk. They lose. They lose in 6 to Cleveland. Who's on Cleveland? James Harden, Donovan Mitchell, Mobley. Okay, and Chicago wins in 6. So Chicago, this is Chicago's chance to win and get to the finals because, in my estimation, they're probably the weakest super team here. But now we have this clash of titans. I initially thought that the Denver Nuggets were the strongest team because they got 91, 96, 97, 99, 99. They have 5 90s on their team right now. So that's a lot stronger and better than, Steph Curry, Jimmy Butler, and a creative player. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. Let me know who you got coming out the West. And it's going to be Golden State with their creative player. All right. So all estimations show the Warriors are going to win the championship over the Bulls. We have creative player versus creative player. Did not think that's how it was going to go down. One Limitless on the Warriors, he's at small forward, he's at power forward, and Chicago's creative players at small forward. All right, let's see what happens. We're going to simcast. And are these games going to be close? I would love for them to be close. That way we can actually get in them. Let's see. So far, so close. Chicago laid an egg in Q3, and Golden State is going to take game 1, 35 and 18 for Limitless. Maximum just didn't come to play. All right, Warriors up 1-0. I believe the Warriors are going to win the championship this year, but let's see what happens. Q1 goes to Golden State, Q2, Q3 goes to Chicago, and wow, Chicago is going to win game 2, 26, 12, and 5 for Limitless, 25 for Curry, 24 for Giddey. Look at 21, 20, and 17 and 5 for Maximum. Good stuff. All right, 1-1 series. This is crazy. Not something I thought was going to happen. Seriously. Chicago takes Q1. They take Q2. They take Q3. It's a back and forth affair. 2 point game for Chicago. Is everybody in? Everyone's in. We're getting into this game right away, right now. It has to happen. And let's take a look. Let's take a look. All right. So we have a minute 22 to go in game 3. Oh. Limitless, the Warriors get the steal, gets it to Jimmy Butler, gets it to Curry. Curry's going to take it and score and ties the game up. I said this at the beginning of the video. I think this is going to be Golden State's best year to try to win a championship. They get it into Maximum. Off the Brazil for 3. He gets the 3. 3-point lead for the Chicago Bulls. Will the Bulls shock everyone and win the chip? Let's see what happens. Curry's got it at the top of the key. He scored their last point, and he's going to score at this point. It's a 1-point lead for the Chicago Bulls. 50 seconds to go, and Game 3 series is tied 1-1. Jimmy Butler cannot guard his creative player Maximum. Simmons for 3. Oh, not 3, but for 2. If they're going to double him, it's not gonna work out for Golden State. I just learned that creative player just set a franchise record for assists. We can check that out. Check out the box score at the end of the game. I'm curious to see what that number is. All right, Jimmy Butler and the Warriors are down 3. They get it to Curry. They got their own creative player. Oh, for 3. Let's go. Oh, he gets the 3. It's a tied game. This is only game 3, tied at 121 in the first round of the first season. Let's see what happens. 20 seconds to go. They're like on the wrong side of the court. They need to get it up. They need to get into their creative player. All right, there we go. Oh, he throws it up and he scores. And the Bulls have a 2-point lead. 6 seconds to go. 6 seconds. Game 3. Warriors are down by 2. They get it to Curry, who can hit it. He pulls up a 3. Can't get it. And the Bulls are going to take a 2-1 series lead. I do want to take a look at that box score, see what the assist number is, and it's 19. That's impressive. Wow. 32 for Limitless, but the Warriors drop in game 3 here. And I did not have the Bulls winning. I mean, I'm not saying they are going to win, but they are up 2-1 so far. Can they go up 3-1, or will the Warriors tie up this series? Let's see. The Bulls have a slight lead. Goes to okay. The Warriors win that. Warriors win that game. Actually, kind of missed a little bit. 21 for Curry, triple double for Limitless, and yeah, the Bulls didn't play great. All right, game 5 in Golden State. Let's see. Chicago takes Q1. Warriors Q2, Chicago Q3, and they're going to take. They're gonna 41 for Curry. Curry is doing great work. Chicago's up 3-2. Can Chicago at home close out this series? They take Q1, drop Q2, drop Q3. The Chicago Bulls are going to win the championship. Now, here's why this is significant. Congrats to the Bulls. Curry, Jimmy Butler, Al Horford are very close to retirement. Very close. All right, but anyway. Oh, Golden State. Yeah, Golden State's creative player won the MVP, but Chicago's creative player, the Bulls, win the championship. All right, can these two teams come back to the finals next year? I don't know. We'll see. If there's something crazy in the offseason, I will include you guys, but I'm not sure. There could be. Something that we're going to take a look at during every offseason is player progression. And just as I thought, Limitless is going to stay at 99, but Curry and Butler goes down to a 92 and 85 overall because they're 36 and 38 years old. But hey, they're still in the league. They're still good. So we'll see what happens there. Draymond Green goes down to a 74. So that's my point. They don't have a lot of young players to come up, but they have a lot of Reds. Their core pieces are getting older. Chicago, Giddey goes up, Zilis goes up. Yeah, they got some young talent coming up. That's what's up. So not really any older players, so that should help them possibly get back to the championship. Let's take a look at Brooklyn. Akeem goes down to a 96, Dirk down to a 95, Carmelo down to a 92, Porter Jr. down to an 85, and Randall down to an 84. But look at the greens. Look at the progression as you get down the roster here. So we'll see what happens there with Brooklyn in this upcoming season. Vince Carter goes up. Tim Duncan goes down to a 97. Jokic 96. McGrady down to a 93. Murray down to an 88. Watson goes up to an 83. So a lot of red for some of our older established teams like Denver. And that's going to be it. Let me know, what team do you have coming out the West, coming out the East? Who do you have winning MVP? How many wins for the top teams? Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. And with that said, we wrapped up season 2. Limitless creative player for the Warriors, MVP 33, 17, and 11. That's what's up. DPOI as well. Booker Clutch Player of the Year. The Brooklyn Nets 70 and 12. Okay, Brooklyn. Golden State number 1 in the West. Denver at number 2 in the West. Brooklyn number 1 in the East. And Chicago number 2 in the East. All right, let's simulate the play-in. Let's take a look at standings. 70 wins for Brooklyn, 67 for Chicago, 67 for Golden State, and 61 for Denver. So Denver really didn't change all that much. I think they won 60 or 61 games last year. Will it tell me? Will it tell me what Denver won last year? I feel like there is a page. I feel like 67 for Golden State. I'm pretty sure they won like 77 games last year, so they're still strong. Chicago came up. They only won like 58 or 59 games last year. And Brooklyn 70 and 12. That's what's up. All right, let's take a look at all our teams' rosters real quick. 99, 93, 86, 84. That is Golden State. 99, 85, 84, 83, 82 for Chicago. 97, 95, 94, 86, 86. That's Brooklyn. And Denver, 98, 97, 97, 94, and 89. All right. So every team has a realistic shot at winning the championship, in my opinion. All right. Brooklyn got bounced out early, so that's by Cleveland. So in the semis last year, so Brooklyn, y'all better get it together. Golden State sweeps the Pelicans. Denver wins in 7 games. It took them 7 games to beat the Houston Rockets. Brooklyn, once again, a sweep in the first round over Orlando. Chicago wins in 5. We got to keep our eye on the Denver Nuggets. They're going up against Wemby. That's a tough matchup. It already took you 7 games against the Houston Rockets. So let's see what's up with them, what's going on with them. Golden State, they're going to go against Anthony Edwards and LaMelo Ball. So let's see what happens with them. Brooklyn, don't lose to Cleveland again. It's just that simple. Oh, they got Kuminga. What is Kuminga at? 85? No, that's Julius Randle. 80 overall. Okay. And Chicago is facing off against Detroit. Cool. All right. So hopefully none of these teams get upset in the semis. Let's just hope. Denver. I told you, Denver. Oh, Golden State. Oh, shoot. Golden State lost to LaMelo and Ant-Man. Oh, man. All right. So no representation from the West. And Denver got swept. How does Jamal Murray, Tracy McGrady, Vince Carter, Tim Duncan, and Jokic get swept? Wow. Crazy. All right. So Minnesota and San Antonio, and coming out the West, and Chicago has a chance to repeat, and Brooklyn, it took 7 games for them to put down Cleveland, and it took 7 games for Chicago to put down Detroit. What are the chances another team outside these Super 4 teams win the championship? I don't know. We'll see. Chicago's out, so it's up to the Brooklyn Nets to represent for the super teams. All right, so let's see what happens. Can Brooklyn win a chip, or will San Antonio win a championship? Brooklyn takes Q1. I'm rooting for Brooklyn. Obviously, I want one of the super teams to win, personally. All right, let's see. It's a close game. 16 seconds, 5 points. I think they're going to win. They do win. 27, 9, and 8 for Carmelo. 25, 10, and 5 for Dirk, 21 for Julius. All right, that's what's up. Who fouled out? Akeem fouled out. So look at them. Harper fouled out. Wemby fouled out. So if Wemby didn't foul out, that could have been a different situation. The Brooklyn Nets did have the best record overall in 70-12 this past season, and they are going to San Antonio's going to win this game 30-6 for Akeem, but 35-13 for Wemby was the deal breaker. Wouldn't that be so interesting that a team outside the super team to win a championship with all the legends and all the creative players? Another team somehow, some way finds a way to win a championship. Not saying that will happen, but it could absolutely happen. All right, game 3. We're tied 1. Is it tied 1-1? We got a close game here. We might get into this game. Brooklyn is actually up 8. Is everybody in the game? Let's check in. Let's check in and see what's happening with our guys here. All right. As per usual, I hop out, and we're going to see what this game looks like. Brooklyn. Oh, we're in game 4. What am I talking about? Bucks. Hartenstein. Brooklyn is up 2-1. They're trying to go up 3-1 is what they're trying to do. And San Antonio put a few defensive stops together and tie up this series. Leaving Dirk Nowitzki open is not a good idea. That's not going to help you with a stop. Oh, they get it to Wemby and a quick score. That does help your cause. It's funny, even with Hakeem, even with Dirk Nowitzki, 2 7-footers, it's going to be tough to stop the 7'5" giant. But leaving shooter like Dirk Nowitzki open is not going to help. Dirk has 18 points. He scored the last couple points for this Brooklyn Nets team. Minute 15 to go, and Brooklyn has an 8-point lead. Fox is trying to bully Carmelo. That's not going to work. Now, he was literally straight up. He was literally straight up. Fox does get that one to go. He's got 25 points. Akeem with the rebound. All right. Let's see. 7-point lead. 1 minute to go. 2-1 lead for Brooklyn. Dirk's been scoring the last couple points. Get it to Carmelo. Oh, Carmelo. He thought about it. He passes out. All right, they don't decide to double. They're going to put it up. Can't get it. All right, that was a good defensive stop, but is it too late? Oh, they score. 5-point game. I'm not confident for San Antonio. They get it to Carmelo. Are they going to foul? No? Carmelo, he's got it. They're double teaming. They're doubling Carmelo. All right. They can't get it. Oh, they're double teaming everyone. No turnovers. Dirk was open. Let's go, Hakeem. And the Spurs are down big with 16 seconds to go. Let's see what the San Antonio Spurs can do to get back into this game. I'm not saying there's much they can, but let's see what happens. That shot is not going to help them at all. And they're going to surrender, wave the white flag. Good win for the Brooklyn Nets. Take a look at that box score real quick. Fox played great with 27. Hakeem 22-9. Porter Jr. 22. 18-5, 18-5-7 for Carmelo. 18-11 for Dirk. 15 for Randall. So Brooklyn did what they had to do as a team to get the job done, and they take a 3-1 lead over the San Antonio Spurs. And like I said, I'm biased. I want one of these super teams to win the championship every single year. All right, so Brooklyn takes the first half big, and looks like this is going to be it. They're going to win the chip. 19-8 for Carmelo, 17-18 for Olajuwon. And the Brooklyn Nets win the second championship in this 5-year sim. Carmelo Anthony, Finals MVP. Love to see it. And back-to-back MVPs for Golden State's Creative Player Limitless. But first, we're getting some real parity here. Chicago won the first championship against Golden State. Neither team made it back to the finals. Brooklyn gets a title, and they beat San Antonio. So let's see what happens in year 3 with the progression and regression. You just never know what's going to happen in even retirements. Will Golden State ever be back? We don't know. Going into season 3, let's take a look at player progression, which makes and breaks our teams. It really gives us a good indication as to what's going to happen in this upcoming season. 99 overall stays the same for the Warriors. Curry goes down to a 90, 84 overall, 82 overall for Jimmy Butler. Yeah, I mean 78 for this Richard. That's really about it. Draymond Green goes down to a 71. So I don't necessarily see the Warriors getting stronger. I don't. The Chicago Bulls, 99 overall, 85. Dillingham goes up to an 86. So they're not losing a whole lot, but they are getting much better, which is really good for them. They could be in the finals again. Brooklyn, defending champs, 95 overall for Dirk, 93 for Olajuwon. Remember, Olajuwon's 33 at this point. 92 for Carmelo, 84, 84, 84, 83. Some of our rotational guys. So can Brooklyn continue to make that jump? I think they will because of these young guys right here. You see all those greens? I think that's going to help them a great deal. Yeah, they got a lot of young guys to help support their older vet superstars. Denver, 97, 96, 96, 93. On paper, the strongest team. Murray, he's going down to an 86. They are getting some increase, some progression from some of their younger guys, but overall, a lot of red. Aaron Gordon, he was like an 85 overall. Now he's down to a 79. Johnson, same with him. So we got to see what happens. Something interesting to note. I said at the beginning of this video, I will try to rebuild these teams as much as possible. No trades or anything like that, but I will try to resign whoever I can resign for them. But keep this in mind. The Warriors are the only team that has cap space right now. For some reason, it looks like Steph is not making any money. Is that what? Is that true? Steph isn't making any money right now? I have to fix that. Can I fix that right now? Maybe that's why he's there. I mean, that's crazy. And I can't change it for some I can't. I'm trying to change it. Let me see. No. I can't even change it. So Curry's gonna play the rest of his career with Golden State not making not making any money. Everyone else is really not on any type of big contract. So they got cap space. I will next year try to see if I can sign someone to help support Limitless, their creative players, so the Warriors can be um, competitive. But yeah, that's our teams. That's what they're looking like. I mean Chicago. I think Chicago. I called them the weakest team, but Chicago and Brooklyn, it might be those teams to really do well. Denver has really been a disappointment so far in this sim. Let me know which team is yours, which team is doing well, and yeah, how do you think this upcoming season is going to go? And that's a wrap for season 3 as creative player limitless because it does a 3P4 MVPs averaging 34, 17, and 11, 40% from 3. That's what's up. All right, Fox, 6 Man of the Year, limitless DPOY. Wemby's losing a lot of hardware here. The Chicago Bulls, 64 wins. San Antonio, 60 wins. Could we get a San Antonio Chicago finals? I don't know. We might. Oh my goodness. So when it rains, it pours. Denver is not even second. They're third in the West now. Wow. Chicago and Brooklyn continue to be number 1 and 2. What is wrong with Denver? I mean, I know Jamal Murray's going down, but you still got Tracy McGrady, Vince Carter, Tim Duncan, and Jokic. What more do you need? What else do you need? Do you want? Is my point. All right, let's take a look at standings here. So 64 wins for Chicago, 61 for Brooklyn, 61 for Golden State, 60 for San Antonio, and Denver, 59 wins. I want to see something with Denver because I want every team to have their best chance, their best shot. Um, Is it because Cam? I doubt that's the main reason. They could still get swept in any round, but I don't know. He's like at the bottom of the bottom. All right, we got him, a little higher in the rotation. What about Golden State? What's going on with them? Why they got 78s like so far down in their rotation? I don't understand. Um, let's get Brandon in there because I mean, like I get it. Once Steph retires, you're not gonna he'll be the starting point guard, but I mean he could at least be, in the rotation in the starting lineup anyway. He's 6'4", you know what I mean? All right, let's and Curry making no money is crazy. And they got their creative player good. All right, let's take a look at Chicago, just kind of making sure everything is everything and everything is good. Everything is everything and everything is good. I love it. All right, anyway, yeah, you want your 79s and your 76. I'm not saying they're going to make a huge difference, but they shouldn't be at the bottom, kind of wasting away. Giddy, Dillingham. Okay, cool. Let's get, I mean, just because I know you're both point guards, 6'8", 6'2", 7'7". Zillis is 6'8", and Claxton's. Yeah, I mean, that's a good lineup. That's a real solid lineup right there. And Brooklyn. All right, everybody looks looks good, and yeah, I don't get why they would have like 77, 78s at the bottom of the the rotation. Don't get that, don't understand. But all right, we're good. Let's see. All right, Golden State, Denver, obviously San Antonio's number 2 in the West. Let's see what happens in the East with Chicago and Brooklyn. All right, everybody made it. Everyone made it. Golden State swept. Denver 1-6. San Antonio swept. Chicago swept. Brooklyn swept. Now, big thing. Obviously, can Golden State beat Kyrie still playing well. All right. Yeah, can they beat Dallas with Cooper and just Cooper at this point? And can Denver beat San Antonio? Yeah, that's gonna be big. Let's see what happens with that. And Chicago is their number one. I think they're gonna be a really good team moving forward because I don't know, they're just kind of balancing out. Let's see what happens in the second round. Denver's out again. Denver's kind of being the laugh of the town, the talk of the town, unfortunately. Golden State wins in 6. Denver loses in 6. Can't say I'm too surprised. Chicago wins in the sweep. Brooklyn wins in the sweep. Yeah, Chicago and Brooklyn are panning out to be the two teams that are very, very the best teams. These two teams might continue to win the championship. And Golden State beat San Antonio? Let's see what happens. And um, between Chicago and Brooklyn, might give the edge to Brooklyn because they have so much more young talent. But no, it's going to be Golden State did win. All right, so Chicago and Golden State. Wasn't this the matchup in year 1? I'm positive. Chicago and Golden State, and Chicago won. All right, both teams got back to the finals. That's so interesting. Let's see who wins this time around. I think Chicago is the much stronger team. I would love for Steph to get another chip, another championship. Whether that happens or not, I don't know. Let's see what happens. 32, 9, and 8 for the creative player maximum. Curry 23, Limitless 20, 21, and 12. All right, game 2. Game 2, Chicago. Will Chicago go up 2-0 and or will Golden State tie up this series? Looks like it's gonna be Chicago to take a 2-0 lead, 27. And yeah, now they need a lot more scoring. 2-0 lead, 2-0 lead for Chicago. Let's see what happens here in game 3. We are in Golden State now. Obviously, they're going to want to try to get a win. They don't want to go down 0-3. Yeah, they're going to actually go ahead and get a big win, 25-15, 9 and 5, 30, 18 and 8. Yeah, that's the kind of scoring you're going to have to do. Just saying, that's what's going to have to happen if you're going to be competitive for Golden State. All right, Golden State has a slight lead. Chicago, this is actually back and forth. We got a minute to go. No one has fouled out. Obviously, we're going to get into this game. And let's hop out. And Golden State's actually at the line. Wow. Obviously, he's probably going to make both his free throws. He gets the first, probably going to get the second. And this is a battle of created players. All right, 5-point lead for Golden State. A little more than 50 seconds to go. He gets it. Oh, and he dunks it. Once again, Jimmy Butler cannot guard him. Who can? I would love to see Wemby try to guard him. That would be a fun matchup. Chicago and San Antonio. All right, Curry trying to get Curry another chip here. MVP, he gets it. It's a 5-point game for Golden State, and it does look like Golden State, the Warriors, are going to tie up this series. We got a few more possessions to go, and Chicago continues to, dunk the ball with their creative player. And but yeah, let's see. They're going to need some stops. They're going to need Golden State to falter and get them to miss some free throws. I don't know if that's going to happen.
So he gets them both, and it's a 5-point game. Look,
27 seconds, 5-point lead. Let's see what happens. Dillingham's got it. And they're actually going to take a timeout. 24 seconds to go here, and Golden State has a 5-point lead. Let's see what they do. Oh, they almost had a steal. They continue to trade baskets, but that's not going to help them. That's not going to be, how they win this game as they continue to go back and forth with the free throws. Golden State is hitting their shots. They really are, which is good. They missed that one. It's only a 4-point lead. If they could get a 3, perhaps. They get it. Okay, they get it. Oh, he scores. There's only a 2-point lead. If the Warriors give them another missed free throw, perhaps they could get a tie with a 3. But Steph Curry's not missing any shots here. Just saying. Will Curry miss a free throw? Probably not. I don't think they have any timeouts left. They're going to have to get a quick 3. Otherwise, Golden State's going to win a tough game. Oh, he does go for the 3. Can't get it. That's tough. And that's going to be the game. Good win for the Warriors. Dramatic fashion, the Warriors tie up this series. Love to see it. And we're back in Chicago. Let's see if Chicago can pick up a win. They won the first two, then they went on a 2-game losing streak. And it's actually very close. Overtime. Let's see. It looks like Golden State is going to win again. 21, 13, and 15 for the MVP. 40 points. Actually, no. Here's the MVP. 40 points, 16 rebounds, 11 assists, 38 for Curry. Curry is bound and determined to try to get this championship. 3-2 for the Warriors. Can they close it out at home? Let's see. They win Q2 in a big way. It's close. They're gonna win it. They're gonna win. Good job to the Warriors. 40 Curry. Is Curry gonna get Finals MVP? No, it's not gonna be Curry. But he definitely had a good chance at it. And the Warriors are on the board. MVP and a championship. So they get their revenge over the Bulls that beat them just 2 seasons ago. And we have a new champion every single year so far. So that's exciting. No one has repeated yet. So let's see what happens. Let's see what happens moving forward. And we are marching hard to our 4th regular season in this 5-year sim. And the Warriors got a major boost. So I did say that I will rebuild this, each team as much as possible as I can. Whether if they got a high draft pick, I'll do that pick for them. If they have re-signing their players, and in the Warriors case, they actually had cap space for some reason because Curry's not making any money. Looks like Butler retired. They got money, so I went out and signed Luka to a 3-year, 4-year deal, player option. Curry, so they got a 99, 95. Curry's down to an 86. Carrington's an 85. I signed this guy. Brandon's down. He's an 84. I signed Pritchard. So I made some signings for the Golden State Warriors, and I think this could help the Warriors possibly go back to back. They had cap space, so I helped them out. All right. Chicago Bulls, they 99, 87 overall for Dillingham. Buzelis is at 86. So they got a solid big three. But with all of this, I do think the Warriors are very impressive, especially with the Denver Nuggets tank job. I think that, something's going to, they don't got any problems coming out the West. Dirk 95, Carmelo 93, Hakeem 90, and Denham Troyer 85. Their big three still good, all 90 plus, but they have a lot of young guys, coming up. And overall, they just added somebody who was Mullins, second overall in the draft. I didn't even see that pick. Otherwise, I would have did it for them. But they did a good job. He's 79 overall. So the rich keep getting richer in terms of youth for the Brooklyn Nets. I think that's going to help them. Denver, I don't know what's up with Denver. I think this is going to continue to go down. Unfortunately, like that's where's Aaron Gordon at? He's a 77. Jamal Murray's going down. But my thing is, you got 490. So what's the problem? So I think teams like Golden State, Chicago are going to continue to do very well. Brooklyn's going to do very well. So I think those three teams will be our most competitive. We'll see what happens with Denver and the rest of the league. And we just wrapped up regular season 4. Limitless wins, 4 straight MVPs, 32, 15, and 10. That's what's up. Let's see, DPOY as well. The Bulls, 63 wins. The Atlanta Hawks, 62 wins. Not expecting that whatsoever. Let's see what's going on with some of our other teams. Now, OKC is number 1 in the West. Denver and Golden State has to face each other in the first round. I have no words. No words. They're going to cancel each other out right there in the first round. Let's see. We got Chicago number 1 in the East and Brooklyn number 3 in the East. None of this is it's just expected whatsoever. So 63 wins for Chicago, 63 wins for OKC, 62 for Atlanta, 62 for San Antonio, 60 for Brooklyn, 58 for Dallas, 57 for Golden State, and 48 wins for Denver. Wow. All right. So, unfortunately, one of our Western Conference super teams is going to get canceled out in the first round. Let's take a look at our guys. Chicago, 99, 88, 86, 85. Tough team. Brooklyn, 95, 94, 91, 88, 87. Another tough team. Denver, 97, 96, 96, 94. Don't know what's going on with them. And Golden State, 99, 96, 87, 86, 85. So let's just see. We just got to simulate the first round, see what's up. Obviously, I'm expecting Golden State to win their matchup. They win. Denver's out. So Denver is just, I don't know. Don't know what's going on. Chicago wins in the sweep over Boston, and Brooklyn wins in 7 games. So that could be an issue for Brooklyn that it took them 7 games to beat Brooklyn. Now they're going up against Atlanta. So that could be an issue. And obviously I'm interested to see what happens with Golden State. They got Donovan Mitchell, Williams. They got a good team. So let's see what happens here. And we might get a few upsets. Golden State is gone. That's crazy. They just won the championship. I just added Luka to their team. What happened? No Western Conference representation whatsoever. Both Chicago and Brooklyn win in the semis in the East, so we're going to see them right now. And I'm going to go Chicago. I think Chicago has the edge. Yep, Chicago is the team. OKC and Chicago. Let's see what happens here. OKC was the best team in the regular season, but Chicago is taking the first half of game 1 in the finals with ease. And good job, 32, 10, and 11. Let's see, can they go up 2-0? This is all in OKC. They haven't even landed down in Chicago yet. They're still in OKC, and they're going to go ahead and take a 2-0 lead. 30 points for Dillingham. Wow. That's impressive. Let's see, game 3. What happens here? Let's see what's going on. All right. Are they going to sweep OKC? I don't know. We'll see. It's a close game, and they go up 3-0. Wow. All right. So it looks like Chicago is going to get another. Ooh, they came out kind of soft there in the first quarter. They take Q2, drop Q3. It's an 8 point game. They're not going to win. All right. OKC still alive, 30-14. He did foul out. 25 for Dillingham. All right. They're up 3-1. You just need one more game. One more game, Chicago. They take Q1, take Q2, take Q3, and I think they got it. They got it. That's the chip. 21, 15, and 10. And Chicago wins the championship. Creative player maximum. Is this their first chip? No, it's not. This is like their second, actually. Yeah, we already know what's going on with the MVPs. Four straight there. Yep. They beat Golden State, and now they beat OKC. All right, 2 for Chicago. That's so funny because I call Chicago the weakest team um, before we started simulating. All right, we're going to hit the regular season, and we got one more regular season to go, y'all. This is our last player progression, and the Chicago Bulls, 99, 88, 86, 84, 82, the defending champs, not doing too bad there, not declining too much, but hey, kind of standing pat. You know, they're a solid team. We got Brooklyn, 95, 92, 88, 87, 86. These young players who I was really impressed by at the beginning of the sim, they didn't increase, they didn't progress as well as I thought they would. So Brooklyn is going to be falling out of that top tier. So right now, I'll say Chicago is top tier. Denver is not top tier. They're not. I like Sharp's increase to an 80, 84 overall, but Aaron Gordon's down to a 74. Cameron Johnson's down to a 72. Um, where is he at? I just saw him. Anyway, yeah, some of these guys, they're not it. They're not it. I don't know. I don't know what happened there. To be honest, like Vince Carter, he wouldn't be the number one option. Tracy McGrady wouldn't be the number one option. I don't know. I'm not saying their talent is there, but I don't know. In terms of mentality, I don't know how much mentality reflects in the game, but you know, they didn't win championships. Duncan and Jokic, obviously, yeah, they're the guys. All right, what we got here? Golden State, 99, 96, 86. Yeah, they didn't even make it to the finals. So that was interesting as well. I think they lost in the semis, right? That was interesting as well. I thought I gave them as much talent as possible, especially with Luka. So don't know what happened there. And lastly, we got Chicago. We actually just saw Chicago. So you all let me know what team you think. I'm going to say Chicago. I'm going to go Chicago. Chicago all day. And let me know what team you're rocking with. Wrapping up season 5 of 5, Limitless goes 5-0 with MVPs 38, 15, and 10. Josh Giddey, 6-man of the year. Limitless defensive player of the year. Clutch player of the year, 38, 69 wins for Chicago, 65 wins for the Spurs. I do think Chicago Bulls are going to be the best team. San Antonio's best in the West. We have Golden State number 3 and Denver number 5 in the West. Chicago's number 1 and Brooklyn's number 6. Yeah, it's funny because you never know what's going to happen to these teams 5 years down the road in terms of progressions, regression, things of that nature. But we're seeing how things are unfolding. Chicago is that team. 69 wins, San Antonio 65, Golden State 58, Denver 53, and Brooklyn 41-41. Interesting. So let's see what happens in round 1. I'm sure we get some eliminations here and there. Golden State is out. Denver is out. Not totally surprised. All right, and out east, Chicago wins in 6. Brooklyn wins in 5. Let's see what happens. They got Washington here, and both teams make it. Both teams win. So one is going to get to the finals, and let's see. It's going to be Chicago that wins and is off to the finals. Chicago and the San Antonio Spurs are in the finals, and let's see how this works out. And Chicago has a slight lead. They're building on that lead, and it's a little bit of a close game. I meant to get in there, and San Antonio wins this game 27-19 and 8 for creative player maximum. I think Dillingham fouling out probably didn't help. Wimby 37, Wells 30. Where did Wells come from? Six. I mean, he's doing very well. 1-0 lead for the Spurs. I feel like I'm still got my money on the Chicago Bulls, but let's see if they can bounce back as San Antonio is running away here. Dillingham, what happened to where Maximum at? Where it fouled out 9 points? Yeah, that's not going to help anyone. All right, San Antonio, is this San Antonio's year to win? Let's see. Q1 goes to Chicago, Q2 goes to Chicago, Q3 San Antonio, and it looks like it's going to be San Antonio 3-0 lead. Brazil's played great, 23-9 and 16 for a creative player. All right, it looks like it's San Antonio's time. They've been knocking on the door for a few seasons now. Let's see if they finally get it done. Chicago does take the first half. They take Q3. They are going to win this game, extend their season. 40 points, 12 rebounds, 10 assists for our creative player, Giddey, 29, 7, and 6. All right, 3-1. Can they come back? Anything is possible, but they made it really hard on themselves. They take Q1, take Q2, take Q3. Oh, they have a huge fourth quarter. Can they hold on? Can Chicago hold on? What is happening? All right, we're gonna sell. They won. They won. They won. Congrats to San Antonio. They won the championship. Um, let's take a look at league history. Yeah, so creative player limitless for the Golden State Warriors won all 5 MVPs during this run. He got the Rookie of the Year, six man, San Antonio Fox, then Giddey, DPOY, creative player limitless from Golden State, most improved, San Antonio, Chicago, clutch player of the year. Booker got it twice. Limitless, creative player limitless got it one time. Tatum, all right, can't too much about all NBA teams. Coach of the year, Chicago got it the last 3 years. Brooklyn, Golden State. So each one of our super teams. And let's look at the championship. So obviously San Antonio just got it. They were in the finals 3 seasons ago. They lost to Brooklyn, but they finally got it as they were the best team. Chicago won 2 championships. They've been in the finals 1, 2, 3, 4 seasons. So Chicago was that team. They were the team. Brooklyn got one. Golden State got one. Denver never even made it to the finals. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Let's take a look at, lastly, real quick, is team record. So, all right. So, Chicago points, no. What about Brooklyn? Nope. Denver, nope. Just seeing if any records were broken. Doesn't look like it. What if our playoffs? 51 for Limitless. Chicago, Michael Jordan. He's goated. Vince Carter. This was from '06. Denver, Tracy McGrady got 52. Vince Carter had 44. And Golden State, Limitless 51. What about Chicago? Yeah, Chicago, nothing. All right, so that was really about it. That was exciting. Guys, let me know. Did your team do well? Did they not do well? Who impressed you? I think Chicago genuinely had to be the most impressive team because I said at the beginning of the video they were probably the weakest team, and they ended up being the strongest team. Brooklyn, they phased out quickly. They had a great team, but age. I knew age was going to be a factor, and the young guys didn't get as good as I thought they would be. Denver, I thought Denver was just going to be the best team. I thought they would have had like 3 championships, but no, unfortunately, just didn't never happen. Materialized. It just never happened for Denver. And Golden State, they got a championship, but they fell off after bringing Luka, Carrington, not Brandon, and Pritchard's on board. So don't know what happened there. Obviously, Curry, he is long since retired. Anyway, that was the video, guys. Appreciate you guys, and we'll catch you on the next video.